Hey, this is Dustin over from the Nerd Effect Podcast, and we are here at Cherry City Comic Con in Salem, Oregon. And we are here with returning guest and our very gracious host, Nicole Brune. And thank you for having us. This has been awesome so far. We're on day 2. First day was awesome. We met a bunch of cool people. We have a lot of cool returning people that we've submitted other cons to, and it's been really awesome. And so, this is your 3rd year for Cherry City.
Yes, sir.
And so I guess what was the idea and what was the stuff behind it? Like, what was your main idea behind it?
Well, have you heard the story of how we came about having this show?
No, actually.
That's quite an interesting story, if you don't mind me telling it.
By all means.
Well, it turns out when I first moved up here, Cherry City was having its first year. So the guy that owned it before, he contacted me and asked me to be a guest of the show, and I said yes. And it was the same hall, but it was about little less than half of the building. So it was a relatively small little show and stuff, but it was the first time ever in Salem, and and I had a great show. A lot of people came out of Salem. People have just been really loving and excited to finally have something like this in their community. The guy planned on doing another show. He got a little in over his head, got a little overwhelmed, canceled the show, and couldn't give anybody the refund. So he had a lot of vendors already signed up that were now out of money. They just too bad, kind of thing.
Vaguely familiar.
So we found out about that, and my husband and I, with my husband's background in marketing and promotions and everything, decided that we did not want this town to go without a show. We now call this is now our hometown, and we wanted to make sure this community had what it deserves. It deserves a good show and deserves a place where all these people could come out and get their geek on and show the nerd flag fly. So, we contacted the guy and said, hey, you know what? Let us buy the show from you. We'll cover your debt. We'll take care of everybody. You don't have to, let's just have the show. Just take it over.
So at what point did you take over?
We took over this show last year in January, and the show last year was the beginning of April.
Awesome.
So we had 3 months to put together a Comic-Con that was not there. So we put on a Comic-Con last year in 3 months. And we did the show was slightly bigger this year. We have a few more vendors than we did last year, but we filled the hall same as this year. We doubled the show. We tripled the attendance. We brought in celebrity guests that hadn't happened the year before. I mean, I was one of the big celebrity guests, and I'm I'm great, but I'm not a movie star and stuff.
Right.
So I mean, they didn't have any of that stuff here. So that's something we really wanted to bring into the show. And our thoughts, because we've always been vendors of the show. We've always done shows with my art and everything, that we know how vendors feel. We understand that psychology, and we're not in this. Although we do like getting paid, don't get me wrong. We're not in this to make. We're not in this just for the money. We're not in this to just get every penny we can. And we work for smiles a lot. We like seeing the joy and happiness in people's faces. That's why we schedule things a little bit differently. That's why we keep the admission price low. We offer discounts. Kids get in free military discounts, all this stuff, so we can get as much of the community and everybody into the show, and so they can have a good time. The celebrities we bring in celebrities that we have heard and listened to other people talk about how personable they are with the fans, how much they like talking to the fans. We want celebrities that will sit there and have a chat with people so that they can actually get that connection and relationship with these people that they've admired forever. So we want to keep that going. We want to keep that feeling so that everybody can come inside and have a great time and feel like we're all, in a way, just one big giant family, because we're all nerds, we're all geeks, we're all, cosplayers, geeks, nerds, comic book people. I mean, Star Wars geeks. All of us. We're all one big family. We're all nerds. We're all happy, and we're the best people in the world because we all have the best outlook on life. We all yearn to be more than ourselves. We all have that great ambition inside of us, that drive, that love, even if we don't always go for it, but it's there, and we all have that camaraderie, and I think that's just a fantastic thing. And again, it comes back to my main point. We didn't want that to die in Salem, so we brought it back.
Emotional.
We made sure that it is here for everybody, and we want everybody to have a good time, and we're going to continue making this show as bigger and better, and while keeping it at the level that everybody can come.
So what are your, I guess based on that then, what are kind of your plans for the future of Cherry City? Do you plan on expanding, trying to keep it the same size?
Absolutely, we are going to expand. Next year we are hoping to expand it into 3 days. Because
Nice.
right now it's just 2. We're going to expand it. We're hoping to expand to 3 days, and we are hoping to get a second building.
Nice.
So we're going to have the 2 buildings, and then, I mean, the fairgrounds here in Salem, and the fairgrounds have been so awesome. I love these people here that help us put on the show by providing the facilities. They are such wonderful, amazing people, and they have been so kind and helpful with us because they want this show here too. They want this. The guy that we deal with, he keeps telling us that my daughter's so excited that she wants to know when the state fair is coming and when Comic-Con's coming, and that's all she talks about.
Yeah.
So they've just been so great, but they've offered and told us that we can rent the entire fairgrounds. So we have a lot of room to grow.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we can make this into an extremely huge, fun-filled nerd fest, geek fest. I mean, we're just gonna make it so that you have something to do, and eventually we're hoping it gets to be as big as San Diego, but not losing that hometown, small, affordable, approachable feeling. Where it's more about the comic books, it's more about the artists, it's more about the heart of Comic Cons.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whereas I love San Diego. I'm not bad mouthing it at all. I go to San Diego every year. It's an amazing show. It's exhausting.
It's exhausting,
but
and
it's fun.
It's like a celebrity-thon.
But a lot of people have said that it's
pop culture fest kind of basically.
Yeah, but a lot of people have said that it's huge and it's just so overwhelming and stuff. So we wanted to find a good balance where we're still going to grow, we're still going to expand, we're going to have all this stuff going, but at the same time, we want to keep it where it's mellow, so that people can take their kids and just enjoy a leisure day and have a good time doing comic books. And they're still fun and there's still excitement. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying where it's just boring and you're like, okay, it's Comic-Con. But I'm saying where it's like people can just be relaxed and have a good time and not. Other big shows, they get really, really frantic, and we're trying to maintain that balance
Also
where we're not
sounds
frantic.
Familiar.
We don't want the frantic. We want mellow. We want everybody to be high energy, high spirits, high just love and kind and happy, but still just having a mellow good time.
Well, I can honestly tell you've done a good job doing that, and you can definitely tell it's well organized. I tagged you in a post this morning. I'm sure you haven't seen it yet because I'm sure you've been running around with your chicken with your head cut off. But you seriously have the best volunteer staff here. Some of the
Awesome.
best
Thank you.
cool people we've ever met. We had this video of them dancing over here in front while you were changing from the karaoke to the costume contest, and they were just jamming. They were getting their boogie on. It was awesome. So we've met a lot of cool people with your volunteer staff, and everything's really well organized here. And I just as a human, I appreciate it. It's nice to have this con. So it'll be good to see how this thing expands, and I really enjoy what you guys have done here, and it's awesome.
Well, thank you. Well, it's funny that you mentioned our volunteers and stuff. We don't have security here. We have guardians.
I noticed. I saw the shirts.
Yeah, because security people, we don't want to have anything that has any kind of hostile or foreboding or anything. We don't want someone to be like, security and feel any kind of. We don't want them to not go up and feel that they're approachable. So we don't call them, we call them guardians. And we call them guardians for a reason because they are the guardians of fun. They are the guardians of the convention to make sure that everybody is having a great time. And their job is not just to make sure that nobody fights. And nobody fights here, everybody's happy. But to make sure, if you have a problem, I'm gonna make sure that you're taken care of and you are okay. And that is their job. And we have handpicked all of our guardians, and we have just made sure that they are the just nice, helpful, good people. And then our volunteers, we get new volunteers every year. And we do the same thing. We watch them very carefully. We talk to them, and we just make sure that they are understanding that their job is to be helpful. Their job is to be there and have fun and to take care of people and to just make this the show that everybody talks about and everybody wants to come to. And it's great. I mean, you guys are coming from Idaho. I mean, we've got people from Washington. We've got people all the way down by San Diego. I mean, the show is, and that's not what it was 2 years ago. Nobody came from anywhere. I came from 20 minutes away.
Yeah.
So I mean, nobody came from a distance. So now it's people are coming from states away just to come to this show, and it's only going to be bigger and better. One day we're going to have people coming in from all over the world, and well, I mean, technically I could say that we've had guests from all over the world because some of our celebrity guests are
international.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I mean, now we're bringing in international guests and stuff. So I mean, it's just growing.
I know Jake the Snake, just from his wrestling career, has been all over the world, just hitting rings and knocking heads. I'm a big wrestling dork, so.
Well, I've been talking to all of our celebrities, and they're just happy and kind and just so appreciative to just come out here, and they're here to meet the fans. I mean, Doug Jones, Camden Toy, Fred the Hammer, Robert Mukes. I mean, he's a big guy, and he does horror movies, and he's the sweetest little thing. Like, he's a puppy dog.
Like Rob Archer. Like, we met Rob Archer a couple of years back at Tree City. And
oh, really?
That dude, like, he's like a big tank like this, and he just biggest sweetheart in the planet. It's awesome. So
that's awesome.
And so it's good to have people like that too, because I've had that experience too, where you have a celebrity guest that maybe they just came here based on name alone, and they aren't quite the greatest people to talk to in person. So it's good that you've done your research on what people are, approachable, and people who take the time to talk to you and nerd out with you. And it's really cool, like, to do that.
It helps that I do shows. I'm a guest at a lot of shows all over the country now, and I go there and I meet these other celebrities, and then I know the people that are running conventions of other shows, and I talk to them and say, well, how's this guy, or how's this lady? Is she happy? Is she talking? Or is he approachable? Or is he kind of or is he just a numbers guy that just cycles you fast through? You're just like, okay, here's your autograph. Get away from my table, and that is not what we want. So right. I make sure that we get, my husband and I, we pick guests that we want to meet. And we pick guests that we know that are going to be good for everybody here.
Absolutely. Awesome. You also have other projects. I know you have a couple other conventions here in town. I think Emerald's actually in Eugene, right?
Emerald, yeah, we did Emerald Valley last year. We haven't set dates for that one again. And we, about 2 months now ago, we did Screamin' Ink.
Right.
Which is a tattoo, horror, and pinup convention. So we were trying that out. And that one was a lot of fun. It was different. We actually tried out the fashion show. We did that first there, and we saw that worked and it was effective. So then we expanded it and had it last night at this show, and it was just a lot of fun. Again, we haven't set dates for that one. We're thinking October, or we're possibly thinking of absorbing that into Cherry City for next year. And since we're out another building, we might do this one is the pop culture place. This one is. And have just one big convention with like different sections and stuff. So there's definitely something for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we want to make sure that there's no reason. We want to make sure that you get there and the doors open and you are there till we kick you out at night and say, no, go home. Please, we need a rest. We want there to be that much fun that people just don't want to leave.
Any personal projects you want to tout? Like, I know you got your art and stuff like that.
I haven't even really been thinking about my art this weekend.
I know.
Don't tell my collectors. I'm working on your commissions day and night, I promise. Yeah, I've got several commissions I'm working on right now. I just finished up a big project at the end of February. I finished up a 32 by 40 oil painting of She-Ra. So
yes.
I haven't even posted that one online yet. I've been so busy just getting ready for this show. I'm also working on, I just started my third Leia in my Leia trilogy, so I did the I did New Hope Leia where she's Dazzle's princess, the buns and the white dress. Then I did my Empire Strikes Back where she's in the Hoth snowsuit with snowboards, so I thought that was kind of cool. And then for this one I am doing Return of the Jedi. Everybody does slave Leia bikini. I'm not doing the gold bikini. Everybody does that one. Everybody does it. And I don't like being like everybody else. I don't stand out that way. So I am trying to make the outfit where she first lands on Endor and she's got the poncho and the helmet and where she falls off the speeder bike and Wicket finds her. I'm trying to make that sexy.
You're trying to make Wicket sexy?
No, well,
Yacha!
So yeah, I'm doing my best to make him sexy. No, he's actually in the drawing. He's hidden, but I'm trying to make that outfit of Leia's look sexy. Leia did not dress sexy. Other than the slave outfit, she did not dress sexy. Mm-hmm. So she makes my job hard. Fortunately, I have one of my best models, Emily Addison. She posed for me for the thing, so she helps because no matter what, you can put her in a burlap sack and she makes it hot. So that helps a lot. So how
many people are going to turn around and look at Minnie Mouse the same way again after yesterday?
Did you get a picture of her in that outfit?
We did, yeah.
All right, because people are like, Minnie Mouse. You better post that picture. Unless you got the wrong angle, then don't post that picture.
Well, it's funny you say that too, because we were taking one of your assistants, Francesca, and I was taking a picture of her and her daughter. It was really adorable, But Emily was behind her, bent over like this, and I didn't quite catch I got a full moon view right as she was like picking a sign up. It was hilarious. And then I retook the picture. I was like, do you really want that picture up? And she's like, no, probably not. But it was pretty funny.
She really is a sweetheart. I love working with Emily. She's one of the models that no matter what concept I come up with, no matter what idea, she's like a lot of stuff I've painted her, she's had no idea who the character is.
So what's your connection with Emily then? Like, how do you just kind of commissioned her?
When I first started doing conventions, I was trying any convention that I could get into. That included some adult conventions.
Yeah.
So, Emily was at I did Adult Con a few times, and Emily was one of the girls there, and she actually came up to my booth and was looking at my artwork, and she had modeled for another artist friend of mine, and he had already told me that she was fantastic, and so she came up to my booth and said, I know who you are. And she's like, I love your work. And I'm like, oh, I love you. Then, may I paint you? And oh yeah. She's really relaxed and everything's fine. So she came over, and the first thing I shot her as was Boundless, my Cheshire Cat from my Fetish in Wonderland series.
Yes.
So first time I ever worked with Emily, I had her in the studio, and the outfit was bondage tape. So that was the first time I ever worked. I'm like, okay, hi, first, met you previously for about 5 minutes, and now I'm going to ask you to remove your clothing, and I'm going to wrap you in this bondage tape and put a collar on you. So. Do
you find you're comfortable in that kind of situation, or is it a little awkward for you? 'Cause I know you've done modeling yourself, but I don't know if that's like a new situation for you to like be on the other side of the directing chair.
I'm a lot more comfortable with it now. Fortunately, my husband, he's been doing photography for a long time, and he's a lot more outgoing than I am. Mm-hmm. I'm actually quite shy, and it's surprising. I grew up really, really shy and everything, and then I decided I wanted to change that, and that's when I got into modeling, just to get me out of my shell and comfort zone, and to blossom and everything, and being at shows and doing my artwork and meeting fans, and being in this situation where I am directing and I would like to approach women to pose for me and everything else. It's getting easier and easier to do that. As my work's grown, my confidence level has grown, and it just makes it a lot easier. And it was a lot easier too when I was starting out, because I was modeling at the same time when I was starting my art career. So I was doing both at the same time. So I was around a lot of models, and a lot of models were brand new like I was. So they were just hungry for anything and just easy to go. So they were really easy. Like, hey, you want to do that? Like, sure, they're really excited. So that made it a lot easier. But as I've grown and my artist develops more, now it's to the point where I'm hiring more higher end models, the ones that have a lot more experiences, and I found that they have a lot more ability to pose, and they know how to work not only their body, but their expressions and their eyes especially. Like, they have the whole package, where a lot of times, there's been plenty of times when I was starting out that I would hire models and they didn't quite know how to pose, so I would have to get in there and show them different things and how to move and everything, and they, not like that. I mean, I'm not that crazy when I pose, but I would show them how to pose and move them and stuff, and then they weren't quite getting it. So I gotten a little lazy. So now I just want to hire ones that I don't have to do anything with. I just say, look beautiful, and they go, okay, and they just do it, and I don't have to worry about it.
Do you find now that maybe at this point in your career with the art, do people come and actually approach you now more often than the other way around?
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of times, yes. I get a lot of people a lot of models hitting me up quite a bit. And then I also have a lot of people hitting me up like, my sister is beautiful, my friend is gorgeous, you need to paint her, please, and
I'm your next muse.
Yeah, and I tell them like, and I try to be really polite and stuff, and like I will look her over and I'll keep her in mind and stuff, and I do. I check out everybody and stuff, because I know how it is when you're starting out, and just to have someone at least give you that attention, and I try to be respectful of everybody and give them the benefit of doubt and approach them. But I'm trying really hard to work with just the models that not that I'm not open to other people, not that I'm open to other models, but I have a really good, strong core group of models that I work with consistently, that just, I don't have to pose, and then I don't have to Frankenstein their pictures afterwards.
Right.
Meaning that once I shoot the references that I have to take a head from this shot, a torso from this shot. I got to switch that foot and that kind of thing because they didn't quite line up the pose.
We were talking to Echo yesterday about that very thing. I guess Shutterstock had commissioned her to take a bunch of reference photos and put together the photo, and that's her con exclusive photo that she has or her con exclusive painting that she has this year for Cherry City. So that's one that she put together that was from like 25 different sources. So it's really cool. So it's fun to have that kind of people. Which, by the way, she's awesome.
Isn't
Thank
she?
you for inviting her. She's like
My
the greatest
pleasure.
human being ever.
She'll be back next year. She's already told me she wants to do all our shows and just keep coming back. So
I think we're besties now. She's kind of awesome.
that is awesome.
Well, cool. Well, anything else you want to tout while you're here?
I don't know. I'm a little exhausted, so I don't.
I hear you. Yeah, my brain's a little gone too, and I think I may have. I don't know if it's super allergies or con creditor, but I'm just trying to like keep myself standing straight today. So, well, thank you for stopping by our booth, and thank you for inviting us. I can't tell you how awesome it is to
My
be out
pleasure,
here.
guys.
It's well worth the road trip for sure. And yeah, okay. So for I guess all the links and stuff for Nicole's stuff, we'll put them down in the old YouTube comment box down below, and we'll also have all this stuff up on our Facebook page, our website, and all that fun stuff. And you can backlink everything to Nicole. We'll get you your art page and all Cherry City and Screaming Ink and Emerald Valley and stuff like that. And that way, anytime there's a convention she's running, you'll know about it. So again, thank you for stopping by. And
My pleasure.
We'll catch you guys next time.